is one of the biggest drivers of health, is nervous system regulation, because it affects nearly every cell of our body.
Sure.
It's certainly every system. So first and foremost, we have regulation. And then we have another outcome is reconnection, because we have now reconnected within ourselves. We have connected within, we've become aware. We've reconnected with our body in a very primal way, and we are able to care for it in a more effective way in our mental health and in our relational health. And so we become more connected within ourselves, which means we're also now more connected with others. Because when you're in the yellow and red light of Porges's theory, when you're in that sympathetic overdrive, when we're in that freeze response or that fawning response, physiologically, it is social relationships are not very available to us. And that is McGilchrist's work, is that's how you can be in a room of your dearest loved ones and still feel utterly alone. Because if you're in a dysregulated nervous system state, you can't socially engage and receive. That window is closed very narrowly. Not much is getting through. And so that's where, when we start really looking at how to, and I don't use the word self-care in my work because a lot of people feel gaslit by it, but I say nurture and nourish ourselves in these ways, then we become regulated in our nervous system. We get reconnection within and with others. And then importantly, also really important, is we restore our healer's heart. Because we have nurtured ourselves and we have reconnected with our why for what matters most in our life. We're able to reconnect that to our why for being in our chosen career roles. And so that's the big 3 A's a B, get you those 3 R's, and you want the 3 R's. We all want those 3 R's.
And the third R is restore.
Restore. Yeah, not
Restore.
only a body, mind, essence, but restoring your healer's heart. So we're not fixing anything. We are unwinding to our innate and sovereign ways of being healthy in body, mind, essence.
I love that. I love the way you've laid that out. And it's so interesting. It's actually music to my ears, because having been a holistic health practitioner, integrative health practitioner for 40 years, I was very focused on reducing the stressors, identifying them, and building up recovery by focusing on pillars of health. But as I've moved into this area of burnout and mental health in health practitioners, and for not just practitioners, but people, I realized that the mental fitness is the key. Your mind can either be your best friend or your worst enemy.
Yes.
And that's where we really need to start, because that allows us to make decisions about balance and awareness. It's really a nice structure. And I love the way you've taken cell danger response and polyvagal theory and Ian McGilchrist and packaged it all up like that. It's really nicely put. So the concept of your repository reveal, you've just described that, I guess, in many ways.
This is drawing from Porges again. And also the Body Keeps Score, Van Kessel, I think is his last name, and forgive me if I've misattributed or said his name incorrectly.
Yeah.
Yes, the Body Keeps Score. So what we know about trauma is that, and I'm going to draw from Badenoch's work here also, Bonnie Badenoch, is that if we don't have the people that we perceive that we need before, during, and after a traumatic event, it is unlikely that we will fully integrate that event, fully heal that event, right? So what doesn't get integrated, I, in my work, call unhealed bits of wisdom, because they get stored in the body until such time that conditions are favorable for healing.